Fort Fam, there aren't many games that can boast over 200 reviews with a 100% positive rating, and I'm going to have to admit, there's nothing I can find to fault this game. That isn't me saying it's for everyone. Obviously, being an adorable cat and saving the Wildwood isn't appealing to those who don't enjoy the cozy genre, but for those that do, well, if you aren't already playing it, you'll have something to look forward to. Hi, my name's Lil, and this is our review of Cattails, Wildwood Story. If you haven't heard of Cattails, it's a recently released life sim all about being a cat. You're not just any cat, though. You're the leader of a small tribe that's been threatened by mysterious shadow cats intent on tearing down your little kinship. You'll have the guide of the great forest spirit, or rather, a wisdom-filled spirit lion, to guide you and your tribe to a peaceful and prosperous life. How are you going to do that? Well, story aside, you'll be able to hunt, forage, farm, and gather resources to build up your own little cat colony. Use those resources to recruit new cats or unlock better buildings and perks for your town. Or hoard them and sell them from use to buy whatever your heart desires. If you get tired of scavenging the overworld, descend into one of the 3 mines and help the moles find rare gems in exchange for some awesome decorative items, upgrades, and other items that'll help improve your colony. Once you've gained some experience, use it to level up your abilities of choice and head out to the forest temples to take on the shadows that await. Solve puzzles, fight enemies, and defeat the final bosses waiting in each of them in order to cleanse it and make the Wildwood even safer. All the fun-filled details aside, I want to talk about what really made this game feel replayable and enjoyable, even 15 hours in. And that was the pure range of things you can do at any time. The world's pretty vast, and although you'll need your cat colony's help to take over each of the world territories and collect its resources for the clan, you can go out at any time and spend however many hours you want adventuring, collecting bugs, hunting a range of prey, and finding little secrets the world has to offer, such as puzzles and power paws that'll increase either your max hunger, health, or movement speed. This comes in handy as the further you get through the story, the more damage enemies will do, so having a few extra hearts to spare will ensure you aren't waking up in Crampy the Dr. Cat's house. In order to keep that health and hunger bar full, you'll want to forage for plants with healing properties and hunt for prey. Prey can be found in every region, and your ability to catch it will depend on how well you can match a little line bar up to a green section. The green section will be bigger depending on how close to your prey you are and its rarity. So expect to have no issue catching mice and small birds, and more difficulty catching rare fish and game like starlings and hares. Oh, and make sure you're in stealth mode, otherwise, true to real life, they'll see you coming a mile away. I found that after a full day of hunting and gathering, I usually had a good enough haul to take on the mines or forest temples. I'll be straight up and say the mines were way harder than any of the 4 temples, with the 5th and final boss temple being the hardest, but in a lot of ways still more achievable than the mines. The main reason for this is that you don't go into the mines with a bag full of keys as you would in other popular farming sims. Instead, you'll have to descend 25 levels to unlock a checkpoint. After doing so, you can return to that level at any time, even after you unlock other checkpoints. The problem lies in that your kitty will be famished by just a few levels down. If you've unlocked a few power paws that increase hunger, it might fend it off a little while longer, but not much. I'm in the process of creating a tips and tricks videos for Cattails, so if you want to know how I got to the bottom of the first mine the easiest, subscribe and give me a few days to get that out. If you're watching this video after a few days, check the description, it's probably there. In short and detail, I'll say that I found carrying a full row of full stacked food and another row of medicine the best way to reach the bottom. There are extra semantics to that, which will be detailed in the other video, but they're too long to bother including all of it here. Once you do reach the bottom of the mines, you'll be in for a few cool rewards, and you'll of course unlock the second one. There's a total of 3 mines to complete, so you'll be occupied for a while. You will want to do at least the first one, as you'll need some of the gems from below level 50 in order to recruit all the cats to your colony. But I didn't find them overly challenging, just more tedious and resource heavy. To touch on the temples I spoke about earlier, I found them to be fairly easy, and while they did get more challenging every time, none of them felt unachievable, especially with some of the perks you can unlock and upgrade with your XP. The final boss is obviously the hardest, but I was still able to achieve it first try. If you do find the combat to be either too easy or hard, there are 5 total difficulties, with impossible being the most challenging, so adjust to your heart's content. There are other settings you can tinker with too, like auto run and turning off arachnids, so kudos to the Cattails team for caring about our unique gaming experiences. Let's take a quick minute to talk about the town and house customization, as well as the seasons and farming. In terms of customization, it's incredibly in-depth. You can decorate your town, down to the very land tiles, and place everything from dirt and stone paths to a dozen decorative objects. It allows for so much personality in everyone's builds, and we can't wait to see that, so if you've made something incredible, feel free to join our Discord and show us. Next, we have the farming. I'll be the first to tell you this isn't a farming sim. You'll start out with 6 plots, and while you can increase them by buying more plots from the friendly cat with the gardening shop, it's really just there to help increase your stock of useful plants and make adventuring all the easier. Touching on seasons, you can look forward to all 4 seasons being in Cattails, and each comes with their unique bugs, plants, and festivals. Yep, you'll get to gather with your clan once per season to play games and hang out all in the same spot for once. There are some useful items to pick up from the festival shop, including a power paw, so I'd suggest playing the mini games, as it will take you a few festivals to save up for it. There are 2 final features I want to cover in this review that definitely contribute to its positive reception, and it's the coat editor and relationship features. The sheer amount of options you have when creating your furry self is incredible, from coat patterns, fur length, to the full color slider you have for your coat. Spruce yourself up with some starting accessories, or be a true cat that wears no collar. The choice is up to you. Best yet, you can change it at any time, directly from your inventory menu too. So if you feel like you need a fashion change, it's at the tips of your fingers. Lastly, let's talk about the relationship features. Yes, the answer to the question you're all asking, well, most, is yes. You can pick your own kitty partner and even have kittens. So start sizing up your colony friends and taking note of whose personality you like most. Sorry. And start bringing them their favorite dinner, plants, or, in our case, bugs. We went with Spark because he's full of adventure and easy to please. He likes most bugs, and even though he's a young cat, he's strong in a fight, and surely his playful personality will keep the kittens entertained while we're off hunting. That's not the end of it either. If you successfully raise your kittens and get their buddy level to maximum, you can start a new game plus as them and start the cycle all over again. Yep, you heard correct. You can play as your kids, and it's a brilliant feature that most games don't include. And while you don't have to, I know quite a few people who will love this feature. Friends, this pretty much covers all the major and most the minor features of Cattails. At this point, you might be curious about our official rating, and we're happy to state it's officially Pillow Fort approved. It offers a long main story, tons of quality of life features and upgrades, great accessibility options, a bunch of replayability factors, and a lot more that I covered previously. We'd be here way too long to sum it up, so enjoy the little graphic that's doing it for me. Obviously, the choice is yours as to whether you want to play, but we experienced no bugs during our playthrough and always found something to do without being overwhelmed. The main story had us curious, chasing down one colony cat at a time, and the relationship aspects offered perks that made them worth doing. Nothing felt forced, and it all felt fun. Even if some things got monotonous the way they always do with this genre. As we stated earlier, we'll be putting out a tips and tricks video for this one, and might even do a 1 year later if you'd like, so tell us in the comments if that interests you. Thanks as always for watching, and please make sure to subscribe on your way out. We cover a lot of different games and genres, so there's bound to be something you might enjoy. Until next time.